I got to go a little lower. Whoops, now I lost you.
Okay, we are
There you are.
live.
There you are.
We are live. So this is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories here today with the one, the only, the real John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm trying to get back here on Facebook and I keep bumping things. And let's see.
Well, we've got a lot of talking to do. So we haven't talked in probably 2 or 3 weeks, and that is my fault. Okay, I've been busy putting together the Empowered Light Holistic Expo. And that has taken up a lot of, physical time, brain power. I've been working, long hours to put it together. We're about 2 or 3 weeks away, and it's going to be fabulous. The expo is at in Destin, Fort Walton Beach at the Convention Center, August 1st and 2nd. And there's going to be an amazing lineup of speakers. Amazing lineup. So we're going to have rocket scientist slash Area 51 visitor David Adair. We're going to have super soldier Anthony Zender. We're going to have JP, who's an Army veteran that has been on all sorts of excursions, we'll say, to secret sites, seen artifacts, worked with ETs, interacted with ETs. He'll be telling his stories. Julian Brown, who's invented plastiline, which is a fuel made from plastic bottles. He's going to be talking about his process and how it will save the earth. And
I
there's,
actually watched him on a video and
yeah,
I was like, oh, you guys got him. That's cool.
he's amazing. He's 22 and so interesting, motivated, excited. He's got interest in so many levels, and he's constantly working to improve things. So he is awesome. We're gonna get to see him. To me, the most
I wish I could go. I really do. I'm praying that would be so cool to go there to your event.
it's going to be cool. It's going
I
to be
can't wait to get a hug from King and you and the gang. That would just make my day.
people would be so happy to see you there. Or just if you walk through. We'll bring books, okay? You can sign books too. I know you don't like signing books, but people would be so excited to see you there, you know?
I'd
Anyway,
be excited. I'd be excited to see them too.
one of the most important parts of the expo, in my opinion, is the Q&A panel. So we're going to have most of the speakers up on the stage Saturday evening. And literally any question goes. There's no censorship. So people
And
have
what Saturday is that going to be, Sue?
It's August 1st. So the whole event is August 1st and 2nd. And people can ask their specific question. I ask questions every time we do a video, but not every question can be answered in the time allotted. So people will have the opportunity to ask their question and get their question answered by whoever is there. There can be discussion up there. It's going to be fabulous. And then we're going to have a photo thing on Sunday night. And, every speaker will be on the stage talking about their topic. And again, it's supposed to be provocative to lead people to think outside the box, to hear these stories and experiences, and understand that this is real. A lot of it's been hidden and covered up, through the years, just like your story, right?
Yeah, they cover up the truth so
Yeah.
bad for their own benefit. It's
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about briefly your story for anyone that might be new that's watching this? Um, you know what I think what's going to happen is we're going to continue doing this, and all of a sudden, it's going to
yeah,
explode.
it's gonna
Yeah,
happen real soon.
yeah,
We're gonna push it to happen and make it happen. And I got a wonderful bunch of lions that are hitting the
yep,
share button.
yep.
But in short, I'm John Kennedy Jr. and my father was the president of the United States that was assassinated. I'm sharing all the rest of the pieces of the puzzle. A lot of people can't handle pieces to the puzzle that I'm sharing.
Right.
I was basically kidnapped. I was replaced. All the photos are of me up to the age of 12. Forensic, like the ears. Once you listen to what I'm saying, I was kidnapped and replaced by my own stepbrother George, by the
Yeah.
mafia. Uh, um, I got my little octopus thing now. Maybe I
We
can get
both,
it to work without messing more stuff
right,
up.
right.
Thank you, Robin.
Yes. So you lived in a organized crime house in secret. Okay. So the imposter, the one they called John, right, who was really George Onassis, lived in the public eye. He was the one that was on People magazine. He was the one on Oprah and being interviewed and wined and dined and living the fancy, wealthy life, right? Meantime,
Leave it to my phone just shut off.
it shut off. Oh, I guess you're not doing a Facebook Live.
No, but I'm gonna redo it and start over.
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
hey,
Facebook won't let me do the live on my PC. It
yeah,
still will not load. You know, there's no problem with my camera, my microphone, or any of that here talking with you, but just on Facebook
yeah,
because they have hindered us so badly.
yeah. People don't realize how prevalent censorship is. Like they will block us from doing videos. They screw up the lines. They take the videos down for, no no good reason. Like we are not inciting violence or doing anything, dark, we'll say. Okay. We're just talking about a story, a truthful story that happened to John. And he's talked about it, and they do not want it out because they have bigger plans. They're going to bring back another imposter, and somehow he's going to tie into the political system or whatever. He'll be controlled, of course, and everyone will blindly follow him because of the name, and they loved him back then, so they're going to just vote for him or whatever, is going to happen. There's an agenda there. And he is an imposter. Okay. Like, where has he been for 27 years, right? I'd love to know that story. 27 years. All right. Where John can tell us where he's been and what he's been through. It's been poverty, it's been near-death experiences. They've tried to murder him. I think what we said in the book, Quest for Justice, I wrote down 28 times. But last time we did a video, there was another experience that you shared with us that was not in the book, right? So at least 29 times they've tried to kill him, right? And they do not want this story out. So this book, Quest for Justice, that I wrote last year, 2025, I'm banned for life from Amazon. I cannot put this book on Amazon, which is where almost everyone goes to buy books, right? Can't put it out there because why? They don't want the story out. Now you go to Amazon, they've got all sorts of creepy, horrible, horrible books out there that you can buy, but not ours, right?
Because ours is the truth and we're exposing the dark
Yeah,
side. We're
yeah,
exposing why the
yeah,
Epstein files are the Epstein files.
yeah,
I'm exposing what they do to those children and why they do it to the children.
yeah,
And they did it to me.
yeah,
I was kidnapped. I was replaced. I was tortured. I was MK Ultra. They used me under MK Ultra to do crazy, heinous crimes while they're sitting back getting away with the crimes I was committing for
right,
them.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
And these people have money and control and power. Okay. So they're able to, control the narrative. Like, we talk about the magazines and even the documentaries. They're still cranking out stories about your father, what happened to him. They're still cranking out stories about the imposter you. Like, they're anchoring in those stories to the entire society, right? So when somebody comes along and says, no, that's not correct, I was there and this is what happened, we all automatically push it away. No, that's not true. That's not what the TV says. That's not what the magazine says. Well, we have to break through that box and look with fresh eyes. Oh, now we can't hear you, John.
Hello?
Yeah, there you're there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I had to reboot us to Facebook because I just touched my phone, putting it on that thing, and it went off. Just
yeah,
shut off.
yeah. Okay.
And
But
usually you got
anyways, censored because they don't want the message out there. They don't want people to even think there's a difference between what we're being told and what the truth is, right?
and I hope people realize just by looking at the Epstein files how hard it is to get exposed to truth.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Epstein files are the truth. Everybody knows the Epstein files were hidden by our government. Everybody knows there was sexual abuse to children, all the way up to unaliving children. Um, but they don't want you to know that. So why do people expect that they're just going to put my story out voluntarily?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not. That's why we need the shares, we need the prayers, we need to get the story out, and we need financing.
Yeah.
It, you know, I just went to the Red Pill Expo in Las Vegas, and I want to thank each and every one of you that helped me get there. I could have never got there on my own, never. So there was some wonderful people that pitched in. Um, it was great. It wasn't cheap, but we made it there, and we woke up a lot of people with books. Um, we gave away some stolen identities, Mary Maxwell's book. We shared the story to some big time people that could get me out there, get my story out there, get the truth, and we could get justice. So
Right.
I just wanted to say thanks for everybody that helped me get there. Um, we're having an event September 5th in St. George, Utah, and we're going to get there too. And hopefully, this event will have a book signing. People can show up. That's a month away. I'm hoping we can get Lions there. I would love to meet my brother Henry. I really would. Lanny Lewis is going to fly in. Um, I just seen my brother pop up on my Facebook. But yeah, we got a month, over a
Yeah.
month to
Yeah.
plan this, to get it world. Let's have an event in St. George, Utah, where we can bust the media's bubble. You know, the media's all paid for. They don't want the story out, but let's make it such a big event that they can't cover us up.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's plan. Um, but it takes finances to do anything. I was talking with Sue a few minutes ago before we came on, and it's like finances. My story would be out. We wouldn't have had to go year after year, me repeating myself a million times. I'm the real junkie. If we had finances to just do what we got to do.
Yeah.
And if anybody has read my books, like Stolen Identity, you know what I had to go through to survive. You know that they kept me in poverty. I would go to work, they wouldn't pay me. I would find a job and they would pay me very little just so I would have enough to eat. I had to become a truck driver, drive for one company, quit, drive for another company, quit. I had at least 30 truck driving jobs, many just to stay alive. Um, it's crazy, but
Yeah.
they have kept me in poverty. And now I just got subpoena. The constable showed up at my door. And this is to some wonderful people that need to hear this too, that helped me get my air conditioner, helped me get my kitchen sink in and all this. They want to take my property. The Quigleys won't give up. They won't. So I got subpoenaed yesterday. They're going to take me to court um, in August. Yeah, August. They want my house. I haven't talked to these people in years and years and years. And now they want to take my house away from me because they want to keep me in poverty. They want something for nothing. And they don't want, they think if they can take my house and make me homeless, they can shut up my story and they won't get exposed for being child handlers and traffickers and kidnappers and more and all the slander. I mean, I wish I had the papers here in front of me, but
It's
I am
fine.
being called a mental case. They're claiming I and let's get this straight, people. I have never been convicted of any crime. I have never been to a mental facility. I've never been to prison. Nothing. My record's spotless. But in this paperwork, they're saying I'm a nutcase. I came out with stolen identity, the book, because I'm delusional. This is actually in the court files.
But
And I
let
was
me just stop you there. Writing a book, you are free to write a book about any topic whatsoever, right? So they're judging the book that it's crazy. But it doesn't matter. Even if it was the craziest book on planet Earth, the craziest stuff ever, irrelevant.
right.
We have this thing in the US called the First Amendment. We're supposed to be able to speak freely, to put our opinions out there. And I'm going to just say, as long as we're doing it peacefully, we're not like harming anyone else. We're not harming anyone here. Maybe the bad guys' reputations, right? But you
Well,
can write a book about any topic you like. So why would Amazon censor a book? Why would someone put something like that in a lawsuit? It's irrelevant.
exactly.
Irrelevant.
I
Yeah.
just seen a bunch of people pop up on my Facebook. So
Yeah, yeah.
thank you all once again. Please hit the share button. We're going to do it this year. We are. We're going to get this story out. Justice for John this year is justice for everyone. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
September 5th, St. George, Utah, people. Let's plan it. Put it on your calendar. Do what you can, and let's roar. Let's wake them up this year.
Yes. I can't go through more years of pounding my fist on the desk. This is our year. This is your year. This is the year we're getting the story out there. It has to get out there. And we're getting more attention. People are starting to listen, and at least open their eyes a little. And that's all we're asking for is listen to the story, right? They don't want the story out there. They keep John in poverty. Like if again you read any of the books, time after time after time after time, he's been homeless, right? On purpose. They do it on purpose. Why? When you don't have money, you don't have a home, all you're doing is thinking of survival. You're not thinking about getting a story out there. You just need food,
When you're
right?
staying in a camper trailer or you're staying in your car and you're driving truck, you're living in that truck, and you say, "Hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr." They'll laugh at you. You don't have the credentials because you're homeless. So they know that. So they
Right.
want to keep you down and keep you in poverty. And we're
Yep.
beating them though. You know,
Yeah.
the best way to expose organized crime, to hurt organized crime, I should say, is to expose them for being part of it. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it hasn't made it world, but I'm sure millions of people have heard this story thanks to all your shares and your prayers. We're getting it out. We
Yeah.
are. I'm still losing followers on Facebook because Facebook will not share
Yeah.
the little follow thing where it says follow me. So if you're new and you see this video, please go out of your way to friend me. Be friends with John Kennedy Jr. on Facebook. Follow me, and let's do
But
it without their help.
isn't your Facebook name David Quigley though?
Right?
Yeah. So follow under David
They
Quigley.
wouldn't let me change it. I tried to change it,
Yeah.
but David Quigley is what I had to live with all my years.
Yeah.
Um, the name they gave me, David Quigley, it's a forged birth certificate, but they organized crime within our own government gave me that fake birth
Yeah.
certificate when I was so young. I was able to. The Quigleys took me to the Social Security office. I got my card. Now I could work and they could take taxes out. And then when I went to driving school, all I had to do was show them my fake birth certificate, my Social Security card, and I got an ID. And it's been pain in my ass ever since. I'm stuck with it now. My birth certificate says John F. Kennedy Jr. on it. It's probably got my baby footprint stamped on it, but it's mine. And another name they stole from me, Richard Steele. That was my Hollywood career name. Um, they say, well, Richard Steele's still alive. Well, the guy that stole my identity is still alive. A lot of people say George Onassis, my stepbrother, the one everybody thinks John is still alive. I know he's dead, but there's People that actually think he's still alive. And he's going to come save the world. I'm going to save the world if anybody is.
Yes.
And King Smarty.
King Smarty. Yep.
And
Well,
once again, Sue Greenwald's event with King in Dustin, Florida is August 1st. That's a Saturday.
and
Put
Sunday.
that on your calendar. Go check
Yeah.
out the King, meet the King. I wish I could. I'm going to try. I'm going to wish it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? It'll be fun. Okay. So we have, I think there's 9 speakers at this event, and that's a lot. All right. That's a lot. But you're going to hear great, like, it's going to be great, interesting stories, content, and then the questions, right? And then you'll be able to interact, which is so cool. Anyway, oh, I love your mug.
Oh,
That's
this
funny.
is an Awakened Stories
Oh,
mug.
yeah.
This is available on Sue's website with pendants.
Yep.
Um, Help support our cause.
Yeah.
Um, Drink coffee to Sue in the mornings.
Well,
She's had me too, and one got busted, but
yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
my favorite mug.
I love it too. It's a big size, and you can, rather than have to get up 20 times, you only have to get up 10.
That's
Right?
why
I
I got
love
this
mine.
one too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This one's
So
got my
funny.
iced tea in it. And man, I've been drinking. It's supposed to be like
Yeah.
113, 14 here today in Bullhead
Wow.
City.
Yeah.
Smoking hot, heat advisory. But I've been going through like
Yeah.
20 of these every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't because the water on my heart situation. But it's so good
Yeah.
and refreshing.
Yep. So the reason they keep people in poverty is because they do not have any, again, authority, right? No one listens to a homeless person or someone that doesn't have money. What do we think when we see somebody that's living in squalor? We think that they're not very smart and they're not very motivated, right? Right? It's not that, oh, they've come across hard times and they can't get help, right? We have a very negative thought toward them. And
A lot of
I
them,
do,
like me, just get tired of it. Just
yeah,
get tired of fighting the system.
yeah,
Like me, I was placed with handlers. And that's what they do. They handle you. They will keep you in poverty. You're pretty much stuck when you're a slave to them.
yeah, yeah,
There's really no busting out when they keep you in poverty, and the ones that are handling you, you're the one putting your hand out, so they'll put a dollar in there,
yeah,
and then they'll give you a dollar and say, "You took my dollar."
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's huge. That's the Epstein files, people. They get these children, they control these children, and they're powerful enough to do it. They did it to me.
yeah. I know other people that have had the same sort of situation where they're struggling financially. So how could they get their story out? Which is, it's a very interesting story about what's happened to them. All right. Same with you. How can you get your story out when you don't have the money to survive? Right. And that's exactly where they want you.
I've been
And they,
manifesting for a center, a healing
yep.
center, um, a get together place where people can come and share their
Yeah.
stories. Nothing's come of it yet. It's just a dream. Um, Maybe it'll happen, but
It
that would
is
be a
going to
wonderful,
happen.
wonderful thing for people to get together. Everybody in Hollywood's a victim. Every single person in the entertainment industry is a victim. I've seen it over and over again, from Madonna to I am so bad with names, but any of the entertainers, and I don't know why Madonna's big. Britney Spears. Britney Spears, I was on her first set for her first music video. She said, if you want to be a star, everybody knows you got to go to Wayne. That's what she told me. Um, but yeah, that's how it was. And I met so many people being in Hollywood as a child. My Hollywood career. I was under MK Ultra on One Adam 12. A lot of those shows I was under MK Ultra. The things they did to me, my lifeless body in their hands after a plane crash on Atom 12. Um, but yeah, and I mentioned earlier, somebody says, well, Richard's still alive. How can you be him? How could I not be him? Just because somebody stole my name and is making money to this day off of my name, Little John Kennedy, Richard Steele. Hello, people don't put the two and two together, but that's how you hurt organized crime is by us sitting here
Yep.
sharing and exposing how they
Yep.
operate. And I know
Yep.
how they operate. I
Yeah.
really do. I mean, I could go on and on from Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, and getting off of Willie Nelson's bus and crawling around on his floor under his table looking for cocaine. And there's so many stories I could share about these people in the music industry, from AC/DC to Kiss, Gene Simmons, and all these people they had me meeting. They're all involved in the one world order. They're all controlled. It,
Right.
it's
Right.
sad, but it's true.
Right.
You
Right.
know, I learned that when I was you're either part of the family or you're or not. And that's
Right.
how you're going to make it as a Hollywood star, how you're going to make it in the, music industry, any of it, even
Right.
sports. There might be somebody that can throw a football better than you, but they're not going to make it because it's all about family and control.
Right. Right. That's true. So for those that are new, Wayne was one of John. He was like the main handler for John, and he would come and go, but he had a great deal of power with world governments. Like pretty much wherever you went, people would do what he said, right? And of course, John lived with the Quigley family, and they were like, if you hear some of the stories, it's shocking what they got away with. Oh, what they got away with and what they did to John, what they did to other children, what they did in their community, and they all got away with it. So after, John and I started talking, pretty much we would do a video every week, I think it was back then. And I was like, I was not understanding why would they go to such lengths, such effort, right, to switch someone's identity and or use plastic surgery or whatever it might be. Why would they go to these lengths? And John explained it. It's about money, power, and control. They take over someone's estate in some way. They put
And
somebody,
my example is the best way to explain it to you people.
yeah,
My mother had a body double. My mother, Jacqueline Kennedy, was the first lady. So our Secret Service gives them a body double. Well, if you're a member of the Secret Service Club, the Billionaires Club, all you got to do is unalive the original and you have the fake. Then the fake being the fake will launder all the millions and millions of dollars and do exactly what the mafia
right,
tells them to do.
right, right,
So just the replacement of my mother, me, and my sister, let alone the Onassis family, they made billions of dollars. Just those three people replaced, blackmailed, and whatever threatened their lives,
right,
threatened. You're going to be the new Jacqueline Kennedy, or we're going to kill you. Just that right there, they made billions of dollars. You couldn't rob enough banks for the money they made just by switching out one individual to launder money to the
right,
mafia.
right,
It's how it works.
right.
Everybody sees the commercials. Every
Yeah.
3 seconds, identity theft happens. Yeah, but to what extreme does it happen? It goes all the way up to the White House, all the way up to the United States, goes all the way up to Donald Trump. It really, really does.
Well, we know that the presidents are controlled. The presidents aren't like the decision makers. Like, we were taught as kids, the president's the highest level, blah, blah, blah. Untrue. Okay. The president is the one that's in the public eye.
Well,
Right. So that,
that's what Wayne even told me.
yeah.
I said, I'd like, and I believe it was Wayne I was talking to at the time, and the conversation went like, I want to fill my father's footsteps. I would love to be president of the United States someday. He was like, no, you don't. They'll kill you. You want to be the guy in the background telling the guy what to do. You want to have the extortion, the blackmail over the president. You want to be that guy standing in the shadows telling him what to do and how to do it. Your vote doesn't matter, people, because there's always that guy in the background.
Yep. We see video of that too. We see these guys that we don't even know who they are standing around, for example, Trump or whatever, right? We don't know who they are. We didn't vote for them,
When
right?
you know,
But
you know. Yeah, you can see
yeah,
him telling Donald Trump what to do, where to
yeah,
stand, how to walk, how to
yeah,
talk.
yeah,
And that's true. You know, our Secret
yeah,
Service, and I'll always remember this. They tell you what you're going to drive, what color it's going to be. They tell you everything you're doing for that day. They plan your day. They plan your meals. They plan what you're going to do.
yeah. Well, and yeah, so we always like to think the president is the decision maker, that he like steers the boat of the country, if you will. Like he steers us in a direction. It's all pre-planned. It's all, it's none of it is what we've been taught. It's fake. Everything
And
is fake.
they plan years in
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're the mathematicians. They're you know they pre-plan murders like they did my mother. They pre-plan switching us. They just them growing our hair over our ears between my stepbrother George and me. They had it pre-planned long enough that the hair grew over our ears that would identify us. They pre-planned it all well in advance because there
Yeah.
was so much money and power in taking over the Kennedy family to the organized crime. It's
Yeah.
it's big time.
Yeah.
People need to realize.
Well, think of it this way too. The Onassis estate was billions with a B. It was one of the biggest estates in the world. So Aristotle was very wealthy, but involved in organized crime as well. He puts his illegitimate son in your place. The son grows up, learns all this stuff that we'll call it negative stuff. He learns organized crime. He gains this beautiful reputation. All those in the public eye are supporting it. So we have this vision of him being this, golden child, if you will. And
Yeah,
then the Kennedy estate is sucked dry when he dies, right? The
and they're
fake
still making
Jackie is
so much
dead.
money,
Yep.
so much money.
Yeah. So the Kennedy estate is sucked dry. So they are controlling, when I say they, I mean the bad guys, okay? Both Onassis's estate as well as the Kennedy estate. And they've got, they've got their claws into politics. They've got the money, they've got the good reputation, all of that stuff. Okay, so what did John get? Tortured, beaten, shot at, did manual labor to survive, living in poverty, and now they're trying to make him live in poverty again. All right, so for those that are new to the video that we're doing today, they're trying to get John out of his current house, right? They're calling him crazy. He's
Hey,
not
brother, what's up?
crazy. He
We
is
wrote him.
telling the story they
He
don't
didn't say
want
hi.
out.
This
Now
is
we're,
my dog Bubba.
hey, Bubba.
He's want to jump up and say hi. We had to have a babysitter for him all weekend when we went to the Redfield Expo.
Yeah,
I missed him terribly,
yeah,
but it
yep.
was good. We got some wonderful people to come by a few times a day and let their kids play with them, which was
Awesome,
great.
awesome,
Made me feel better.
excellent. Yeah, well, when you know that they're happy, it's important. So basically, we're trying to get the story across for newer people. Obviously, we want this story to go out worldwide. This is not just a US issue or a problem. This is an international way of doing things, right? Of hiding the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The United States government is spread out with their power all through the
yeah,
world.
Yeah.
And I'm a witness to this from missionaries being in South America when I was young and people dying, people being replaced all around the world. We would get on planes, we would go to South America, we would go to Australia. Um, our CIA would put their hooks into the politicians through kidnapping, torture, replace strong arm tactics. It's all about the power and the money to these people. They're not
Yeah.
going to hand it over to the good people.
Yeah.
They want to keep doing their evil and
Yeah.
supporting people.
Yeah. And
But
they don't
that's
want
how
to
we're going to
lose.
hurt them, people. Every time you hit that share button
Yeah.
and expose my story, we're
Yeah.
exposing the satanic cult, the organized crime that we have in our
Yeah.
very own government that
Yeah.
did this to my family and my loved ones and me.
Yeah.
And thank you, Brenda Scott, for putting my PO box on there. You supporters, I don't get any mail anymore. I go check. I do every now and again from some wonderful people that um, probably mad at me because I don't write back, but I can't write so well. Um, my
Yeah.
fault.
No, no. I mean, no one writes anymore, hardly, but some of us older folks use checks occasionally, right? I said something about checks a couple years ago, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy, but I still use checks occasionally. Like most people don't. It's all electronic, right? But if you want to support John, there's several ways you can do it. You can buy a book from him. They're all on his website, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com, or you can buy a healing pendant from him. And it's not going to show up good because of the glare from my camera. That it
Yeah,
looks really bad. But
wonderful
this is the
pendants on the
rainbow
website.
one. Yeah. What's that?
I just said wonderful pendants on the website. Please check out the website. It's one great
Yeah.
way to support the
Yeah.
cause. So,
Yeah.
once again, thank you all so much for helping out with the Red Pill Expo. Um, G. Gordon Liddy. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I handed out Mary Maxwell's books, Stolen Identity. I went to the wife because she's the boss.
Yeah.
And she had me sign it. Red Pill Expo, the date, Las Vegas, Nevada. She wanted it all right there. I was thinking after I did it, should have put my phone number and said I would have loved to be a speaker at the next expo.
Well,
I really
maybe
would.
they'll watch this. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'll
Yeah.
watch it and know I want to get my story out so bad.
Yeah.
Would love to stand on stage and say, "Hey, I'm the real John Kennedy Jr. If you have any
Yeah.
questions, ask me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm living proof. I'm living knowledge of what happened, why my father was assassinated. I'm sharing the story of why
Right.
my mother was assassinated and they hid it from you, why my sister and all these others, and that's really confusing of what they do, but they make it confusing. They go out of their way to make
Right.
it not make sense. The
Yeah.
more we share the story that, hey, I'm John Kennedy, the more on Facebook they share the lies. I'm always seeing the lies they share about how John's coming back to, my brother George is coming back to run with Trump to save the world. But they keep putting the lies, the fake shit out there more
Yeah.
to block the truth.
Yeah. Well, again, and I've said this before, you go through the grocery store line or you walk through the airport where all the magazines are, and a lot of them have these old stories. Like, let's say your father's death or whatever. Like, okay, we get it. It's an important story, but it was 60 friggin' years ago. Okay, so why aren't they bringing out new stories or current things and making a big deal about them? They are trying to anchor the story in so deeply. So when you come out and say that you're John Kennedy Jr., they're like, "Oh no, you can't be. You don't look anything like him." Well, again, we need to dig deeper, right? We need to dig deeper. Like, if they look at your childhood picture, you look exactly like that little boy. He does not. We've done all sorts of side by side comparisons. Even the cover of this book, Your Father and You, that doesn't that look like a perfect match?
Yeah, a lot of people just say, I see it in your eyes. You got your father's eyes.
Yeah.
Once again, while I'm holding them up, people, um, August 1st, Dustin, Florida. Um, King, go check out the
Yeah.
King. It's going to be a wonderful,
King's party.
wonderful event.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
hoping I go, but
Yeah,
no
I think you
promises.
should.
It's a wish and a dream, but it would be
Yeah.
fun. So if you're
Yeah.
down there or you got time, check it out. It's going to be great. I know it's
It
going to.
it is going to be great. So for those that don't know it, I used to do expos before the pandemic. All right. So I do big events, speaker events, retreats, this and that. And I loved it. Okay, I knew a lot of people. I could put them together. I'm very organized and all that. And this time, it's going a little slower than I prefer, but it's going to happen because, again, the truth needs to get out. So we've got speakers that are talking about UFOs, the secret space program, super soldiers, Area 51, all of that stuff. So that's in Destin, Florida, and you can get info on Awakened Stories. And again, it's not really about me, it's about the information. Almost everything we've learned as kids is incorrect. Everything. So, I have this video channel. I do videos on occasion with Deanna Carr. All right. And she and I talk about whatever I'm told to do the topic, whatever it might be. So I'll ask her random questions about that incident, the historic event, the person, whatever we've been taught. And in zero cases has it ever been what we've been taught. All right. Super fascinating things, right? And a lot of times it's ET interference with our history, right? Nothing
And
is what we've
the
been
people
taught.
on Facebook,
Yeah.
if you think it's weird me talking with Sue and you can't see Sue, Awakened Stories on
Yeah.
YouTube. The Awakened
Yeah.
Stories is Sue's channel. You can go there right now and you can see
Yeah.
us both on the same screen. Um, I just throw
Yeah.
Facebook on to get more viewers.
Yeah.
It's all
Let's see
about
if this
getting
is
my
going to work.
story out. It really is. Because
Yeah.
justice for me to get my story out is justice for the world. Once the world says, wow, they can kidnap a president's son, they can assassinate the president of the United States,
Yeah.
they can take out his whole family. They can keep him in poverty. But we're getting that out, and that's huge. We want
Yeah.
that to get out to every
Yeah.
American, whether they believe it or not, whether they accept it or not. It's the truth. It's my
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
It's how I lived, and a lot of it was no good.
Yeah.
And they still won't fucking leave me alone. To people that are just joining, I got subpoenaed yesterday. Um, the Quigley family put this little thing together with an old girl. Anyway, they subpoenaed me to try to take my home from me. That's how they operate. That's how freaking evil they are.
Yeah.
All the hard work, all the sweat, the donations I got from people to fix the sink and the air conditioner and paint the house. They want to take it away from me because they don't want me to have nothing. They want me homeless. So you don't hear the story. And they won't give you a perk up. I was thinking that today. King Smarty needs to get the little ships over there above California and just zap them all.
That would indeed be fun. And he's doing it his way, right?
Right.
So we see a lot of these politicians' deaths. Well, a lot of these guys have been dead for years. And they're just starting to like trickle out those announcements. So we're seeing that more and more. All right. So we are going to be seeing a lot of change this year. We are seeing the change now. You just have to look. And then you have to say, does that story even sound real? No, this guy's been dead for like 5 years, or whatever. It's fun.
Um,
It's fun.
if you can cover for me, Sue, I just got to take a break for 30 seconds.
Of course. Of
Thank
course.
you.
I can talk about anything. So I've showed the books a couple times. All of John's books are on his website. Quest for Justice is one that I compiled from all of the videos that we did. So this is stuff that he told me. I didn't make it up. I just put it together. This book is on his website, The Real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. All right. You can get the book. You can get an autograph book if you want. And then you can buy an ebook if you like. So if you prefer to read it on your device, whatever that might be. What really helps John is if you purchase a pendant. So let's talk about these. And I'm sorry, my camera isn't focusing on it, so you don't really get to see it. It's quite nicely done. This is a small rainbow. So the pendants come in two sizes and five colors, but in their collector's items. So, you can wear them. And these were originally given to John for his PTSD. And those that have been watching the videos that we've done for the past 3 years have noticed John's been improving, 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 better, 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 better as time goes on because he's wearing the pendants and he has other healing frequency products that King Smarty has created around his house, right? So John has his own version of the healing pendant. It's kind of in a dog tag style, five colors, two sizes, and purchasing the pendant greatly helps John out financially
Oh
because
yeah.
living in poverty and now has the additional expenses of a lawsuit to keep his home. Horrible. Yeah. Okay. So what else should we talk about, John? We've talked about your possible book
Um,
signing or it's
yeah.
not possible. It's uh
Oh, we're gonna make history
yeah.
thanks to some wonderful lions and their donations and their help. Um, you know, I didn't sell one book at the Red Pill Expo, but we sure gave a lot of them away just to try to plant the seeds for the future. I wish we could have sold some books, but yeah. So if you want to help get some books, we need a shitload of books.
Yeah.
For September 5th. We're gonna order some more Stolen
Yeah.
Identity. Mary Maxwell's supposed to be um getting us some. We got some of Sue's, but we need a whole bunch of books to wake people up. I'll be there signing
Right.
books. Hopefully, I can get Mary Maxwell and Sue there. That would be wonderful if you guys would show up signing books. That would be so cool. Lanny Lewis is going to be there, and she's got her and Robin's book to sign for people. Um, but it would be so good if the cameras showed up, the
Right.
news media showed up, and we could
Yeah.
make world news that, hey, John Kennedy Jr. is alive, the real one. Organized crime did what they did. They replaced him with the man and their lies. And let's get the story out to the world. Let's get the
Yeah.
truth out to
Yeah.
the world. The
Yeah.
man you all thought was John Kennedy Jr. was a fake, was a fraud. He was placed by organized crime. They made him a district attorney. And what the corruption, it's so huge. My story is gonna put so many people in prison. That's why they don't want it out, just like the Epstein files. They made him a district attorney. And can you imagine the evil corruption organized crime the mafia can do having a district attorney in the palm of their hand? My sister Caroline, they made her an ambassador to Japan. You know the evil and the corruption that can be done from organized crime by putting a a, a politician in power like they did Caroline Kennedy. And what about Australia? They made her an ambassador to Australia also. Think of the corruption they're doing every time she swipes her pen, Caroline Kennedy. She's lying to you. She's lying to Australia, Japan, just like everything John Kennedy Jr. signed while he was a district attorney was a lie. Was it fake, forgery, forgery, and that's how they do it. They don't stop with my imposter, John George Onassis. They don't stop with Caroline. They go all the way to the top to Donald Trump, people.
Every politician is an attorney, right? A judge, a this or that. So they're in the legal system in some way.
Yeah.
And So they're all corrupt. Like,
Well, when
first of
I was
all,
young, they said that's what we're all going to be. We're all going to be lawyers.
yeah,
So we can control everyone. Nobody can come against it because we're a big team of lawyers now. Imposters, frauds, fakes, organized crime, lawyers.
yep. Yeah. I think people, though, there's a lot of video going out around. People are starting to wise up that the judges are corrupt, that, the whole legal system is extremely corrupt. I mean, yeah, you got a good guy here and there, but most of them are in the club, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
The
well,
satanic
Justice
club.
Scalia.
Yeah.
I know Justice Scalia was murdered because Wayne took me there. His sock was rolled down, his pants were rolled up, and he had a little pinprick behind his calf. That's organized crime, heart attack. That's what that was. Justice Kennedy surrendered his justiceship to Donald Trump. It's a shakedown. They put who they want, organized crime
Yeah.
members, all the way
Yeah.
to the Supreme Court, people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you think it's all real, that, oh, I'll take it to the Supreme Court. No, if they don't want it in your favor, it's not going to be
Right.
in your favor.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, John needs all your support. Getting the story out there is crucial. All right. And we need to do it this year. There's a lot
Oh,
going
that would
on.
be
We
wonderful.
we can
I
feel
want to
things.
do it before I die.
Nope, we're
I
gonna
do.
do it this year. So
So many of my friends, so many lions, so many wonderful people that I've known that have held my book in their hand are gone now. They passed away. And they haven't, maybe they're seeing it in heaven, looking down, saying, "You're going to get your justice, John." But so many people that friended me
yeah, yeah,
aren't here to this day. And the list is huge, really
yeah,
good friends. Um, I got good news because my good friend Don, he stepped in and said hello in some of my videos.
yep,
He's in Las Vegas. He had pneumonia. Supposed to be getting a pacemaker for his heart. I was very concerned. I wanted to see him while we were in Las Vegas. He said, "No, I don't want to see anybody right now." But I just got a message that came on my screen that said something about him coming home. So
yay,
that's
yeah,
wonderful,
yeah. We
wonderful
met
news.
Donna a month or two ago, maybe more. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, so everyone watching this, if you can support John in any way, tell the story, share the videos, share the books, give the books away, buy a pendant, just talk about it to people. Like, because
Yeah,
people are
I am getting big
confused.
time. I've never had a credit card in my possession my whole life, but I got this Cash App and I keep borrow money, borrow money, borrow
Mm-mm.
money. But yeah, my bad because I borrowed the money and now
Well,
I got to pay it back. But that's
yeah,
all good. It makes me feel good that I at least have credit where if I need a few $100, I can just put borrow.
yeah, yeah.
Not good
That's
advice though, people. Don't hit borrow on your Cash App card.
That's right. That's right. Well, I am so glad that we're talking again. It's like I said, it's been my fault that we haven't talked in a couple weeks. I've been super busy and all that, but I always want to support you. So if you don't see us online, it doesn't mean I've changed my mind or it just means I'm busy. But do you know what I'm saying? I want to support
Um,
you in any way that I'm able and get your
you
message out to people.
you got a lot on your plate, sister.
Yeah. Yes, I do. But yeah, and it's all good. It's all tied together, right? Everything is tied together. Getting the truth out there is crucial. Yeah.
And if you're not happy with the way things are going, people,
Hmm.
the best way to hurt organized crime is by exposing them and letting the world
Yeah.
know who they
Yep.
are and who
Yeah.
the members are.
Yeah.
So hit that share button and let's expose them.
Yep. Well, I thank you so much for your time, John, and everyone that watches this. And again, most of them are, we'll call them the regulars, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll be back again more regularly talking, and, stories will come out, issues will come out. We're going to keep doing this until you're up on that
Yeah,
stage.
let's bust their balls, people.
Yeah.
You people on Facebook, you can see this on YouTube. Awaken Stories with Sue Greenwald,
Yep.
and Sue will send me this video we're making now after we're done, and I'll share it at the top of my Facebook page.
Yep.
So thank you so much for hitting the share button. Let's kick them in the balls, people. Hit the share button, and thanks for joining us. I appreciate all your love gifts and everything you've done to make the Red Pill event happen in Las Vegas. We planted a lot of seeds. Just remember, September 5th, St. George, Utah. Fly in peace, people.
Thanks so much, John. Appreciate your trouble, and we'll be back. We'll be back, as they say, right?
And your event, another reminder,
Yeah.
August 1st in
And
Tustin, Florida.
yep.
Huge
Gonna,
event, huge expo going on there
yeah.
with you guys. And love you guys.
Gonna be awesome. Thanks so much.